While workers dressed up the outside of the Graham County Courthouse for holiday cheer, it was anything but inside on Thursday, as the mother of a young girl who was viciously brutalized addressed the defendant, and the sister of convicted sex offender Chris Chacon pleaded for mercy from the court during sentencing. Chacon previously took a plea agreement and pled guilty to amended charges of molestation of a child, attempted exploitation of a minor, and 5 counts of attempted sexual conduct with a minor. The plea deal guaranteed a sentence of between 20 to 45 years at the discretion of the sentencing judge. On Thursday, Graham County Chief Deputy County Attorney L. Scott Bennett argued for the maximum sentence.
That's why we're here. He wanted to have sex, and that's all he cared about. We have multiple counts, Judge, which means there were multiple incidents, which means this victimization went on and on and on. This was in the girl's home, Judge. She had no safety, no place of retreat, no place that she could even go, because in her own bedroom, in her own bed, is where she was victimized. And again, she was victimized because this guy only cared about himself. And we need to keep him out of our community. Judge, this wasn't, oh no, I made a mistake. Oh no, I can't believe what just happened. This was the abuse, the systematic abuse, the continuous abuse of a 9-year-old. Someone who likely was in agony every time she was victimized. This is the stuff that keeps me up at night, Judge, and I hope the court will agree with me. I can go on and on and on, but it'll get repetitive. Let me sum up everything I want to say. He cared about himself, he didn't care about the law, he violated a little girl, and we got to be protected from it. I won't waste any more of the court's time. I think you understand what I'm saying, and I'm asking for the maximum sentence. Judge, 45 years. I don't even know if that's a drop in the bucket of what's deserved, but that's a plea. That's the most the court can do, and that is what I am imploring the court to do.
Chacon's attorney, Ryan Huffman of the St. Louis law firm out of Tucson, argued that Chacon was a law-abiding citizen who needed therapy and not an extended prison sentence. He respectfully requested the minimum sentence of 20 years be given.
He understands that there is going to be a consequence to his actions, and he understands that he does deserve to be punished. Now, with that being said, we are asking for 20 years, Your Honor, and when I was coming here, I was trying to think of how to put 20 years into perspective, because 20 years, it kind of rolls off the tongue. It's very quick and easy to say, but 20 years ago, 9/11 hadn't happened. And I took the liberty of looking up Your Honor's biography. 20 years ago, you had just graduated law school and have gotten to the point where you're at in your career. For many, it seems like a lifetime ago, because even though it is just 20 years ago, so many things happen over that course of time. Mr. Chacon does need treatment. She thinks that he has a low risk level of reoffending if he gets that treatment. 20 years is a very long time to get that treatment. And she also points out that based on her medical expert opinion, that she doesn't believe that treatment necessarily needs to be in prison. Now, we understand the laws are the laws and Mr. Chacon needs to go to prison. But her opinion is that he would be able to do treatment outside of prison and still have a low risk of reoffending due to his psychological makeup.
I'm truly sorry I am. And how bad I feel. I'm sorry for the harm that I've caused to every. I'm sorry for putting everyone through all this. I don't know how I let myself do all this. I don't know how I can do it. I want to get help, and I want the treatment that I need to figure out why this happened. Sorry, and I never want to hurt anyone else again. And I'll do whatever it takes to make sure it never happens again. And I'm sorry to their whole family and everyone who's been affected by what I've done. I'm sorry.
After hearing from both sides, Graham County Superior Court Judge Michael D. Peterson weighed the aggravators and mitigators and sentenced Chacon to the maximum term of 45 years in prison.
I find in aggravation the following under 13701 E9, the physical, emotional harm to the victim. given her very young age and the length over which this abuse was perpetuated, I give that the greatest weight possible. I do not know if she will ever overcome the victimization that you did to her. This was not a mistake. This was dozens, probably hundreds of mistakes over and again, the nature of which you are well aware of more than the rest of us are. If you will please stand, Mr. Chacon. It's a judgment of the court that you're guilty of amended count 1 molestation of a child with class 3 felony and dangerous crime against children in the first degree. I find in balancing the aggravators and mitigators that the aggravated term of 27 years in the Department of Corrections is appropriate. Count 2 is amended, attempted sexual conduct with minor class 3 felony, dangerous crime against children in the second degree. Again, in weighing the aggravated and mitigating circumstances, probation is not appropriate and should be served to determine the Department of Corrections for 10 years. Amended count 3, attempted sexual conduct with a minor class 3 felony, dangerous crime against children in the second degree. I find the appropriate term to be 10 years, however, the limitation of the agreement is 8. I therefore find that 8 is appropriate, though if the range were permissible, I would give a longer period of time. The aggregate total will be the maximum term of 45 years. As to each of those counts, you will be required to register as a sex offender, pay restitution in an amount not to exceed $1 million.
The Unbroken Motorcycle Club out of Phoenix was at the sentencing with the Wild Bunch Motorcycle Riders of Safford and others to stand in solidarity with the victims and their family and to give their support.
Hi, I'm Tech, Vice President of Unbroken, Protect the Children, Inc. The local community asked us to come out and support a family and a young child in the case. And it's a sentencing case, so a lot of the legal things coming to a head here. And we were here just to show the family the support. We don't have one thing to do with any of the sentencing or anything that goes on, but it seems like it was a good outcome for the family. It was something they were looking for to have that next step to move forward in the healing journey. So we're glad to be able to be out here and show the support, and then also be supportive and along with them on that journey and help them with things like therapy or anything else that they may need.
Chacon will now be transferred from the Graham County Adult Detention Facility to the Arizona Department of Corrections to begin his prison term. Reporting from Safford for the Gila Herald, I'm John Johnson.